Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
Yes, thank dog it's Thursday today. So we're here with you a day early. So in case you are new around here, let me introduce us. I am Hillary, and I'm here with Patty.
Hello, everybody.
And we're the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY. We like to get together every week. Usually it's on a Friday, but today we're doing it a day early. But we just like to get together and do something in honor of our love of pups. And today we're doing one we're obviously in a little different location than usual because we're doing a recipe today. So super fun one. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and this is sort of a twist on a dog-friendly kind of chocolate. It's carob, so it's dog-friendly treat that we can do. So it's a no-bake holiday bark. For
I'd
dogs.
love to know if anybody's making any dog treats this year for Valentine's Day, if that's something you typically do, or if holidays are an extra special reason to get into the kitchen and bake something special for your pup. It'd be fun to know. So please let us know in the comments or we'd love to know.
And there's really fun. They have these silicone molds, little heart silicone molds that are at the Dollar Tree that are perfect. Even if you just wanted to do like freeze some peanut butter or something like that into those silicone molds, it makes a really fun, like super easy little Valentine's treat because it's heart shaped.
That's a great idea. Yep. Little peanut butter and yogurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In almost anything. We have a ton. So speaking of that, we have a ton of recipes. If you want to check out our past recipes, you can go to Hound Hugger DIY, or you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's past playlists and things like that. So we have lots of fun recipes. We have lots of fun Valentine's recipes too. So check those out. And as Patty said, let us know what you're making for your pups.
Exactly.
So for our recipe today, it's very easy, no bake, obviously. We're using carob. And I'm just using carob chips. They're like little chocolate chip shapes, but they're carob. And for me, I can't find these anywhere locally. I live in a small town, so they're just not really available anywhere locally. But you can grab them on Amazon. And in the description, there is a link to Amazon that has the different ingredients that we're using for these, because a couple of them are a little bit more difficult to find locally. So, and the carob chips for me were one. So just unsweetened carob chips, and we're going to use a cup of that. We've already started this process because you kind of got to do it in layers. So a cup of the carob chips, and then a tablespoon of coconut oil. And you're going to want the kind of coconut oil that's not liquidy, the kind that's
solidified.
That solidifies when it's at room temperature. So a tablespoon of that is going to go into your carob chips. And for me, you're just going to melt those together. And the easiest way that I've found to do it, you could do a double boiler if you wanted to on your stovetop. But I just use the microwave. So put it in a microwave safe, like a Pyrex dish or something like that. And then just melt it and check it every 10 seconds. So the carob chips are a little tricky. You definitely don't want to overcook them. And it's very easy to do that. So that's why the recommendation of just doing it 10 seconds at a time. They're not going to be ready at 10 seconds, but you want to keep on stirring them. So you're checking that consistency. And so once it gets to that liquidy consistency, then you'll be ready to pour it.
Because you're going to look at them, and some of them won't look like they're even close to being melted, but there might be a portion like at the bottom that's more melty than the stuff on top. So if you're stirring that up in the microwave, that'll mix everything up so that everything cooks as evenly as possible. So you don't get some that really cook quickly at the bottom and the other ones aren't cooking quite as much at the top, or, whatever. So
and they're deceived. So when you see them, they look like they're still totally a little chipped, but as soon as you put that spoon through it, like sometimes they're a lot more melted on the inside than you think they are. So definitely give them a stir and just keep on stirring them as you're doing it. And then all you're going to do is pour it into a little parchment lined pan. So it doesn't give you a very thick layer. So you'll smooth it out into
Spread
the
it out.
edges. And I'm using this little 8th sheet pan. I highly recommend. They're great pans. But you could also use a regular size. Just know that you're not going to be spreading it all the way to the edges.
Yeah. My pan was a little bigger, so I've got space in here. You can see I've got a little space in my pan, but that's fine. Just spread it out. And mine was a little thicker. I didn't have the coconut oil on me, so mine didn't spread as well as what Hillary's is, and hers is nice and shiny. Mine has a little more duller finish to it. But just spread it out. Just make a layer of it. That's all that matters. It's all going to get broken up in the end, so it won't matter.
Yeah, you don't need those perfect corners or anything like that. We're going to be breaking them. The other thing is let this harden. I would recommend at room temperature. So just let this layer harden at room temperature. So the first batch I did of these, I put it in the refrigerator to harden this layer. Okay. And then took it out and did the next step too quickly. So it was really cold. And then mine split. So my bark split. So what you're trying to do is we're going to add some yogurt chips for our next layer and melt those. And you want the 2 layers to kind of work together. Yeah. So it's best if this is at room temperature. Yeah. So again, a cup of the yogurt chips, a tablespoon of the coconut oil, and then do the same process that you used for the carob. Is just 10-second increments and stirring each time. And
I got mine over here.
I just have mine in a little thermos. Hopefully it's still warm enough to pour.
And I have my little Pyrex that I put in the microwave, and I just set it into a hot pan of water just to keep it warm, since I didn't have a thermos. And it seems to have done the trick. So we'll see how well it spreads. And the yogurt chips melt faster than the carob, don't they?
Yes, and they
melt differently.
Exactly.
So just be aware.
The other thing with the yogurt chips, if you've overdone them, it turns into more of a frosting consistency instead of like the kind of melted pourable consistency. So like if you start to notice it getting fluffy, stop. It's warm enough. Like don't go any further.
The rest of the chips will melt inside your container,
exactly.
Right? So.
And you can really use that stirring motion to do the rest of the work for you. They don't all have to be super hot, because that stirring motion will start to break them down too.
This is so fun. I love this. This is such a different dog treat than we've done before. This is fun.
And you're just spreading it to cover up that carob layer. So.
And the yogurt is sweet, which mixes with the unsweet carob. So it'll add a nice little complement to the sweetness, but this is almost like a dessert for dogs. So these are not your everyday training treats. These are definitely holiday.
Yes, this is for sure. I noticed that they have yogurt chips as treats for sugar gliders. That's where I saw that on Amazon, and in their description said the same thing. This is dessert. Make sure they've eaten their healthy meal before they get the yogurt chips for dessert.
And this is people-y food, right? We could eat this too. The recipe is actually something you could share. And obviously, if you put it on your table for the holidays, your guests would never know that this was a dog treat. They'd think, oh my gosh, you made something special just for us. So that's cool.
So then this layer, we're going to add our sprinkles. This is what kind of gives it the character. So we're using 2 tablespoons of dried cranberries, just diced up. So just so that they can spread a little bit easier. And then 1 tablespoon of unsweetened coconut flakes. And you just sprinkle those across the top.
Oh, this is so fun.
And this kind of gives it that little Valentine's-y, you know, the red and white. And...
Exactly.
You could do this if you wanted to substitute, you could do this with dried strawberries or whatever other
Well,
kinds
that would be
of,
pretty.
yep, dried fruit you
Raspberries.
wanted to.
Yep.
I do recommend dried though, for this as opposed to using fresh, but
This is so pretty.
and then our last little sprinkles are the coconut flakes.
Oh, that really adds so much, doesn't it?
So
Little
cute.
dusting a coconut.
And it
And
gives
I
it that extra texture too, which is
yeah. Oh,
fun.
yeah, that nice little crunch. I like that the cranberry has a nice tang to it too, to complement the sweetness of the yogurt chips.
So once you have all of these layers put together, then you can let it set completely. And
Okay.
so this, you could at this point put it into the refrigerator if you wanted to let it cool. So at least 45 minutes or something. It probably won't take quite that long because it's a pretty little pan, but you just want it to set completely, because once you're finished with that, you can pop out your parchment paper, put it onto a cutting board, and then just crack it into little pieces.
I'm just getting my little, make sure my coconut gets in there.
So that you have.
Oh, those are so cute.
Sparks. So.
That's adorable. I love that. I can't wait to try it.
So
That's so cool.
I hope you guys give it a try and let us know how they turn out for you. I think my biggest tip is let that first layer come to room temperature before you add your yogurt layer. That'll avoid the splitting. Oh, the other thing that you could do is, if you wanted to and you wanted to kind of not wait for that layer to set all the way, you could do kind of a marbled effect. So you could pour your carob layer, let it still be soft, and then pour your yogurt layer, and then just do a
swirl.
Use a toothpick or something and do a swirl through it, and you can do a marble effect with that one.
Yeah,
so
that would be neat.
Yeah, let us know how they turn out.
It looks so fancy. I think, pups will obviously, they love whatever we make, right?
Yeah.
They love it all. But even if you made this for guests, for the holiday or family, they're going to think you did something extra special. And it really doesn't take, how long did that take us? Hardly any time at all.
Yeah.
So, I just love this. It's such a fun, different dog treat. And I'm sure it's absolutely delicious and decadent.
Yes, decadent. It's definitely dessert. So little pieces for dessert, but they do love them. I can attest to that. My pups were going crazy for them last night. So.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that's hysterical. Yeah, I gave you a quick call to see how your first batch went, and the pups were like going crazy. And it's like, yep, they've had their candy for today.
Exactly.
They got their sugar high going.
They had to run off they had some extra energy to run off for sure for a little while.
Which is hysterical. So yeah, I can't wait to give these to Ginger and Josie. I'm sure they're going to love it. And I'm actually we're hosting a little dinner tonight. So this is going to also be dessert for our guests that come over. So yeah, this will be a fun, a win-win, a twofer. So I love that. This will be a lot of fun.
And just as a side note for people treats, because I've obviously tried these as well, that carob it's almost like a dark chocolate is kind of the taste that you get. So it's got that really rich flavor, and then you have the nice kind of creamy, yogurty, sweetness to cut it, and then the cranberries on top of that. Like it's a fun, sophisticated little treat. So
I love that. That's great. Well, thank you, Hillary, for this. This was so much fun. And if, like we said at the beginning, if you're interested in any other, we have some other like apple oat Valentine's treats and other stuff on our website at houndhuggerdiy.com. So check that out. All kinds of Valentine's crafts as well, if you're still looking to do something like that. And we also have our Snuffle Toy Club is open. So just wanted to mention it because there are only a few days left to join and sign up, and there are only a few spots left as well. So if you go to snuffletoyclub.com, we have a monthly snuffle toy that can get sent to your door, like all the craft kit, all the supplies pre-cut and ready to go. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. So check that out if you're interested.
Please check it out.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.